I was talking about this with someone before the literal moments before the awards show started. We were talking about who was going to win, and a lot of people I spoke to in the 24-ish hours before the awards was very much like, well, Spacey's probably going to win because it'll be the Emmys' way of like tipping their hat to Netflix, and he's a movie star, so let's acknowledge the movie star and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of it's different, etc., etc. And look, I haven't seen all of House of Cards, but I could have understood why they did it based on what I've seen. It's the kind of role, but I'm just like, look, Q&A was.
Did he submit Q&A?
I think he did.
Because that's the other thing is like, I think it's ridiculous to ask those people to compare,
right?
To ask the Academy to compare those kinds of wildly different performances.
I feel like they all submitted Q&A for that.
They should have, but regardless, if you look at Q&A, it's much more emotional than Newsroom has ever asked Jeff Daniels to be. So I don't know what criteria they were looking for when they vote for a winner. I could understand you saying, well, Damien got it last year, and similar to what I said about Jim, like it's the same kind of torture, so let's go outside of our box. But I don't understand, again, similar to Jim, like how you can have those in the same category in the first place. Because Jeff Daniels, I've never thought was not good on The Newsroom, but I've also thought he's never really had to stretch. Like, to a degree, I'm not saying he's Will McAvoy, but he's playing a regular guy.
He's Will McAvoy.
No, but like regardless, he's playing a regular guy who's a news anchor. Like, he doesn't have to do a whole lot.
Right.
It's different for a guy like Bryan Cranston, who,
as far as we know, is not currently cooking back.
But even if he is, he doesn't have the same family struggles that he's going through, and the same enemies.
We don't know his life.
Okay, I don't know his life. Sorry.
I'm just saying, as far as we know.
It's a completely different scope
right.
of a range that some actors don't even have, and some actors don't have to have.
Right, and it's also an interesting thing because the Breaking Bad that Brian would have submitted aired a year ago versus the Breaking Bad airing now. No, and to be fair, I wonder if not that his work this season has not been Emmy worthy, because people are crazy if you don't think it hasn't been. But the fact is just, I wonder if there was like, oh well, we know we have another season to acknowledge him, so we'll give it to whatever.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
I honestly, when I cover a lot of press rooms for various things. The loudest press room I've ever heard was, in terms of outrage, was one of the years of The Voice. You were when the person who
we thought they read the results backwards.
We literally thought they read the results backwards because the person we thought was least likely to win won. The gasps and whats and other words were outrageous, and it was a very close second last night when Jeff Daniels was announced in the press room.
Because that's the thing. I'm not just saying like, oh, it should have been Bryan Cranston. I'm saying that out of all of the nominees, I thought it would have been Jeff Daniels the least.
Now, see, okay, I was thinking, okay, so it's Cranston, Damien.
It should have been Bryan Cranston, but
Kevin Spacey. Who was the fifth one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, was it the guy from Downton Abbey? The dad?
Maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Can't remember because he wasn't supporting. He was lead. Yeah. No, but it was. So there were two that I was like, okay, well, is it going to be Spacey? Is it going to be?
I honestly thought it was probably going to be Spacey, but I would have been okay because his characters, again, they're not asking him to do things that Damian Lewis has been asked to do or Bryan Cranston, but it dynamic.
Feels different. Much more like an Emmy-worthy role.
Yeah,
but it's like, the noises in that press room when Jeff Daniels was announced was by far
it was.
The biggest,
I will say it started for me. It started with
it.
supporting when Aaron didn't get it, and then I was kind of like, what's going on here?
Well, I was wondering if it would be Aaron or if it would be. I was kind of wondering if it would be Mandy, because Mandy.
Okay, fine, but it wasn't either of them.
No. But so my thing was that I would have been fine if it was Mandy, if it was Jonathan, or if it was. Did I say Mandy first? Did I say Aaron?
You said Mandy first.
Okay, guys, I was covering the Emmys last night. It's been a long day. I've still got like 6 hours of work to do.
Anyway.
Yes.
But yeah.
So with any of those three, of the Breaking Bad or Home people, I could absolutely see reasons why. I mean, especially if Mandy submitted the final episode. where
Right.
He was.
Which I don't know.
I mean, I imagine he did because he was
Yeah.
phenomenal. in that.
But again, a lot of these, you know,
No, they
a
don't
lot of what they're doing
watch.
are these little nuanced internal things that
if
not
you're
everyone even picks up on when
I'll
they
say
watch
if you're not sitting there looking at your computer and not looking at the screen, you're seeing the look on his
Right,
face.
but who's to say who does that?
Right. I mean, let's be
You
honest.
know?
Who's to say who watched these screeners? This is why we see these nominees.
That's true.
And John Noble is nominated.
That's true.